owners every day. And we see you as a person if you're a business owner. Not only the business that you lead, but the whole person with needs and complexities and brilliance. We also see those of you who work with our businesses and organizations showing up each day to do your best. We have a lot of folks that are demonstrating this in the back who are showing up to serve you food today. Some of those folks are the business owners, and some of those folks are dedicated staff that are showing up to bring you incredible products that are locally crafted for you specifically. Showing up each day to do your best for your employer as well as your families and community. Not to mention those conscious consumers who makes purchases with your values in mind. I know I do. This entire suit is thrifted, and then I had this vest made by a friend who makes bespoke clothing here in this building. So thinking about the ways that we interact with our consumption, right? Who has intentionally gone to a Black-owned business this Black History Month? Anybody? My phone is actually ringing right now, so sorry about that. Embarrassing. So thank you for shopping intentionally. We want to support environmentally responsible businesses, thank you, my friend, anti-racist businesses, and this organization and our network was faced with not only a pandemic, but an inflection point the last couple of years, either to stick with a one-dimensional program or evolve into this interdependent movement of individuals, business leaders, community services, elected leaders, and public institutions. And we went ahead and took that leap. And by being here today, especially in this weather, you have taken the leap with us, and for that, we are deeply grateful. We see this movement as a way to truly care for and show up for one another, and that is something that we all need right now. We couldn't be here today without our sponsors. Thank you to Little Space for hosting us, Little Space Studio. Thank you to Brewery Vivant and Broadleaf Local Beer. Broadleaf Westside is representing back there with food, delicious food. We have Northern Initiatives sponsoring as well. Bridge Street Market with some delicious vendors for desserts back in the back. Hello Homes, Grand Rapids, and Hungerford Nichols CPAs and Advisors. Thank you all for making this evening possible. And in preparation for enjoying this evening together, we want to set the tone with a passage from a book by Rebecca Solnit that nicely frames the way we talk about place. That thing we call a place is the intersection of many changing forces passing through, whirling around, mixing, dissolving, and exploding in a fixed location. To write about a place is to acknowledge that phenomena often treated separately, ecology, democracy, culture, storytelling, urban design, individual life histories, and collective endeavors coexist. They coexist geographically, spatially, in place, and to understand a place is to engage with braided narratives and sue generous explorations. That is from the Encyclopedia of Trouble and Spaciousness. And we would like to begin our acknowledgement of space by acknowledging that the land we stand on occupies the contemporary and ancestral homelands of the Ottawa, Chippewa, and Potawatomi people. We understand that acknowledgement by itself is a small gesture, and People First Economy continues to do the ongoing work of coupling land acknowledgements with authentic relationships and informed action. We also know that naming can be an exercise in power, so we are taking this step towards honoring Native communities and enacting the much larger project of decolonization and reconciliation. As a further commitment to restorative justice, People First Economy will be donating 5% of tonight's ticket sales and all event ticket sales in 2023 to a Michigan-based Native-led organization. So you can rest assured that the dollars you spent here tonight are going back into our communities as well. To further honor the space that we're in today, I'd like to welcome Alicia Lack-White up to the stage, who is the owner of Little Space Studio, a longtime activist in downtown Grand Rapids, to talk a little bit about the specialness of this place and to welcome you all to her wonderful home.
I'm not good with standing still, so I'm going to grab this. Thank you so much. I will keep this brief, I absolutely promise, because this is our party, not just your party or my party. Thank you so much, everyone. We are so thrilled to share a space with you. One thing that resonated from what Hannah read and said, however you want to refer to that, is this idea of coexisting. So we have a very robust history on this street, and I think another way to acknowledge the space is to say that we are in a historical area with thousands of downtown residents, and that was our number one interest and concern when we moved here. So I've been on this block for about 12 years doing art events and being with the community, and we just needed more of a space to gather and coexist, really building the community, because community can be 3 people or 30, right? We got over 100 people in the space right now. It's absolutely a dream come true. So I just want to say thank you again. I want to welcome you into the space beyond this point. We run a co-working space for all types of membership, Monday through Friday, and we have over 100 members as of last week that are active, which is a new milestone for us. And as a founding member, Local First came in and activated one of our first suites, and really post-COVID, during a very, very scary time, put trust in us that we were going to see this through and we were going to give back to the local community. So that's what we intend to do, and we continue to do as a for-profit. We're in the very long line of getting our B Corp certification because People, Planet, Profit is the future, especially for community-based spaces. So for bigger events and things, we are expanding out. We're looking at what the next spatial experiment is. So please come to our team with your ideas. We're all for it. I want to do a very also special shout out to the Mortals Cafe and Abby Hunter, who came to me, was it end of 2020? The end of October 2020, and she's like, man, COVID sucks. It would be really great if I opened a cafe. And it would be death themed, and I'm like, why not? Let's do it. And here we are in one of the coolest spaces in downtown. So thank you so much for helping keeping our business alive as well. Final shout out to the Little Space team. They helped put this entire thing together and is making magic happen every day in the space. They are bopping around, so wave or whatever if you want to, and just do your thing. So thank you so much. It's literally the best team on planet Earth. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Alicia. We really appreciate being here. Downtown Grand Rapids is very special, and anywhere where a critical mass of humans are in a place, it's so important to honor one another and take care of one another. So that's what we're trying to do here. And I'm very excited to introduce my good friends and coworkers, Alice Jasper and Kathleen Rourke, who are going to be talking a little bit about our programs. So thanks for sticking around.
All right. Hey everyone, my name is Alice Jasper. I use she, they pronouns, and I am the program director with People First Economy.
And I'm Kathleen Rourke. I use she, her pronouns, and I serve as People First Economy's Director of Engagement. It's such a joy that you all came. It's such a joy that you all came tonight. Thank you so much. Alice and I jointly aid the development of People First Economy's programs, and we're glad to be with you. As Hannah mentioned, the People First language helps us to frame the belief that communities thrive when they are human-centered. People First Economy is a business support organization that provides equity and resiliency building resources through the Good for Michigan, Local First, and Impact Project programs. We do this by engaging business leaders to support social and environmental justice through emergent best practices, catalyzing individuals to be intentional with their consumer habits, and elevating small business voices in a legislative process. Lauren Gallatley from the Institute of Local Self-Reliance, which is a national research and advocacy organization and good partner of ours, shared a few words about the value and approach of our programs.
People First Economy continues to lead in the Think Local First movement and measuring business as a force for good. I'm Lauren Gallatley with the Institute of Local Self-Reliance and have had the pleasure of working with the People First Economy team over the last year to fight corporate concentration of monopoly power. Keep up the good work and great things ahead.
Sorry that was quiet, everybody.
Promise to say nice things.
Yeah, exactly. Like Hannah, I'm going to be doing a little bit of reading, so forgive me if I'm not making a lot of eye contact, but I will try. So the first program that we wanted to talk about was Good for Michigan. Good for Michigan is People First Economy's sustainable development program and helps businesses identify, measure, and guide the implementation of practices that create social and environmental impact. We support companies who want to have positive and measurable impacts on their employees, on their local communities, on the natural environment to help build an inclusive, resilient, and regenerative economy in the state of Michigan. We do this by providing tools and resources to meet businesses wherever they are on their sustainability journey. As part of our Good for Michigan program, we host the Good for Michigan campaign. In this campaign, participants are guided through a 4-step process using 2 of the world's leading sustainability assessments, the Sustainable Development Goals, also known as the SDGs, designed by the United Nations Global Compact, as well as the B Impact Assessment. We use these assessments to help businesses with first starting to set a bearing, benchmarking where they currently at, what are their sustainability outcomes and outputs, helping them to identify their destination, where are they going, what are their goals and aspirations for sustainability. We work with them to create a roadmap so that businesses can determine which next steps they can take to meet those goals. And finally, we work with our campaign participants to embark on their journey and provide them with resources, additional expertise and tools that they might need to get there. In 2022, we also hosted our 4th annual Good for Michigan Awards to celebrate campaign participants around the state who are making the biggest social and environmental sustainability impacts. Last year, the Good for Michigan program also scaled its cohort model. We were able to provide our community-informed cohort curriculums to multiple regions and industries throughout the state. Our cohorts worked to convene groups of Michigan's current and aspiring sustainability leaders and assist them with identifying and implementing sustainability best practices within their businesses and respective communities. The Good for Michigan program also serves as Michigan's Be Local, which represents a formal partnership with B Lab, who is the nonprofit that certifies B corporations and enables us to help grow, advocate, and celebrate Michigan's B Corp certified community. Last spring, our team traveled to Detroit to celebrate Michigan's first Black-owned B Corp company, Walker Miller Energy Services. And there, we were able to convene stakeholders from around the state and even folks from outside of the state to share best practices and identify ways that we can continue to collaborate with one another moving forward. Last fall, we hosted our first virtual Midwest Be Local Leadership Development Conference in partnership with a group of sustainable business leaders from 5 states in the region. We successfully convened over 70 businesses from across the Midwest to learn about best practices and resources for building an inclusive and regenerative economic ecosystem. Good for Michigan has seen a lot of program growth throughout the state since its inception in 2018. We've been able to build stronger relationships with Good for Michigan program participants and have continued to learn more about how different communities and industries in the state are working to build a more sustainable future. I want to give a quick shout out to Emmanuel Ibarra. He's somewhere in here. If you're looking to learn more about the Good for Michigan program, its impacts, or ways to plug in, Emmanuel's definitely the guy to see. So highly recommend connecting with him in this room over here after the presentation is over. And I don't know if we want to do testimonials still because people can hear them. All right, well, perk up your ears. This is one of our partners, Jess Thompson. Jess Thompson is a professor, and she is the co-chair for the College of Business Sustainability Advisory Council with Northern Michigan University.
Hi, I'm Jess Thompson. I'm a professor in the College of Business at Northern Michigan University in Marquette. It has been an honor to work with the People First Economy team over the past 3 years. They have helped to set up the Good for UP cohorts and helped my students learn all about the B Lab, B Corp certification, and how to help local businesses align to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. I've learned a lot about the power of community and collaboration, and the great people at People First Economy have taught us so many lessons. Thank you for your patience, your perseverance, and your continued commitment to sustainable business in all parts of the
Awesome. I want to share a little bit about what's going on with our Local First program these days. People First Economy got its start with a Local First message nearly 20 years ago, as Hannah mentioned. The Local First program is a business membership that builds people-centered economies and celebrates the positive social and environmental impacts of local ownership. We believe that localism matters because we know it has impact here. 2 to 4 times more money stays in our community when you spend it at a locally owned business. Our locally owned businesses not only report that a Think Local First message benefits our community, but actually increases their annual sales. We know that building a circular human scale economy means building a more resilient place to live, work, and play. It's our privilege to connect with local business owners and highlight all the awesome things that you all are doing. Thank you so much for being a part of this network if you're a member business. I'm proud to say this last year we served more than 470 businesses in 2022. You can see here that we serve a wide array of businesses in our community. Almost 160 are family-owned businesses. A majority of the businesses in our network have 50 or less employees, and altogether they represent more than 32 industries across West Michigan. Pretty expansive and such a joy. We support members in making the most of their member benefits. Through our various channels, we work to showcase the value of a circular economy, your money at work here in our community, as well as the impacts that has on our main streets, our neighbors, and ultimately the people who are behind our really, really awesome businesses. This year, that took place through Takeover Tuesdays, at which we had 19, so that our member businesses could shout out who they are and talk a little bit about the value of local. Visitors who came to our online directory and found locally owned businesses, and through a variety of our initiatives. One of those was the Independence Week, which is our annual Local First initiative that helps align the value of local independent businesses with the Independence Day holiday. It's a bit of a mouthful, but nevertheless it's such a fun way that we can introduce a bingo challenge to our community and engage consumers in shifting their spending to locally owned businesses, as well as highlight all the great people who are here within our community. We know that this work doesn't happen in a silo. Supporting our members and connecting with each other is such a big part of the work that we do here. Our members gather monthly at coffee hour events, which are generously powered through Bloom Credit Union. It's an opportunity that we have to gather our community and kickstart our Fridays with some coffee and connection. Members have the opportunity to join virtually in our Members of Local First Facebook group. It's in this space that members can connect with each other, they hear updates from us, it allows them to partner together and ask great questions. If you're a member, ask us how to join. We would love to have you in that space. And I want to give a big shout out to Victoria here and her purple blazer jacket. If you enjoyed the food tonight and all the artisan goods that we have tonight, Victoria is behind that and has been working to provide that service here today. We really want to encourage you to enjoy that after the event today so that you can keep your dollars here by eating some really great food and enjoying some really great artisan goods. We're so fortunate to work with Local First programs around the country to bring some global best practices to our place. And to represent that, we have a testimony from Jen Risley, who's with the American Independent Business Alliance. She had some really great words to say about our programming.
Hi, I'm Jen Risley with the American Independent Business Alliance. We're very proud to work with People First Economy and its Local First program through our Shop Indie Local program. Together, we inspire and support community members from coast to coast to boost the economic and community benefits we receive when we spend and invest dollars at independent businesses. We so appreciate that Kathleen Rourke, Director of Engagement at People First Economy, serves on our Shop Indie Local Steering Committee. So just want to say thank you, People First Economy, for all that you do.
Awesome. All right, and our last but not least, we want to talk about our Impact Project program. The Impact Project is a program that educates and activates small business leaders and their workforce on their state level policies that directly affect them, provides opportunities to interface with legislators, and elevates the perspectives of those working to create an economy that truly puts people first. This newer body of work matters because People First Economy can help to amplify the voices of the small business community. We're equipped to inform small businesses on valuable opportunities to get engaged on at the state level, and we know the value of a thriving democracy that's reflective of our communities and positively impacts people who live and work in our neighborhoods. One of the ways that the Impact Project has gotten started is by educating our stakeholders on the alignment of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals with the My New Economy Plan, which is the governor's plan to address the structural challenges that the state was facing prior to COVID and have only been intensified on account of the pandemic. Last year, we were also proud to advocate for Prop 2, which was successfully passed last November. Prop 2 proposed adding language to the state's constitution to protect the right to vote, require absentee ballot drop boxes, and postage for absentee applications and ballots. We were able to advocate for this by creating a toolkit for business owners to engage their employees in voting. We also were able to raise public awareness through our billboard campaign, press conferences, and our interviews with Patagonia and Promote the Vote. If you'd like to learn more about our Impact Project and ways to get involved, connect with Hannah after the presentation, and just to be able to share your vision for what building a People First economy means. And we definitely encourage you to come to the table and cast your vote for what issues you'd like to see Lansing take up for our small business owners moving forward.
So we've been busy this last year. Thank you for being a part of all of these various initiatives that we've had. Our organization's excited about the businesses that are connecting into all of these unique opportunities and the ways in which they're putting people at the core. Throughout 2022, we emphasized how localism, sustainable business development, and growing our civic engagement can advance our human-centered economies. You may have seen this through our Good for Michigan Awards, which honored businesses that are making the most positive impact here in our community through the Good for Michigan program. We're so grateful to Brew Vivant, Broadleaf Local Beer, and Northern Michigan University College of Business for underwriting that opportunity. We also had support from Lake Michigan Credit Union, Bloom Credit Union, so that we could amplify local financial institutions as a means to keep our money close to home. That's a campaign that we call Move Your Money. Our friends at the Center for Regional Food Systems, Michigan Good Food Fund, and Bridge Street Market help support our Nourish Our Community campaign. This helped to encourage consumers and businesses to engage in the ideas and resources and partnerships that help advance our food system. Bridge Street Market supported our annual Gift Local, Gift Good campaign as well, highlighting how the value of purchasing products and services made locally, ethically, and intentionally by businesses here in our network help to advance Michigan's economy. So what's next? As Hannah mentioned, we care deeply about the place that we're in. In fact, if you want to learn more about Little Space Studio, there will be a tour for the Harris Building and Little Space Studio after this, so we highly encourage you to check that out. But we care deeply about creating pride in and stewardship of place. The Think Local First movement has been around for 20 years. It's been 20 years of learning and growing and celebrating alongside you all. We really want to invite your feedback this year and co-create the next 20 years of programming that are going to honor our community. We have a number of fantastic events that we hope you plug into. Be sure that you come out to coffee hours. It's a great membership space. They happen every second Friday of the month, as well as a new workshop series that we are launching. This is going to help us address the workforce challenges that our businesses are facing. Actually, a quick plug for that, because our first one is coming up on the 21st of March. We would love to see you there. It's actually going to be just next door. Ask our team about how you can get engaged. And our Good for Michigan Awards are also coming back this fall. We would encourage you to take action with our campaigns. Starting in April with the Move Your Money Month, our core 4 initiatives are coming back. You can watch our social media and check out our newsletters for ways that you can get engaged. With that, I want to turn it over to Mika and Mar for a fun announcement. Thanks all.
Hi everybody. I've got to do a double duty here, so I'm going to make this pretty quick. What's up? Oh yeah, thanks Vic. Okay, so I guess you're stuck with me. Thanks everybody for coming. I'm sure I'm being repetitive, but it's certainly some weather out there, so thanks for braving the elements to be here. I'll make this quick. I'm Mika, this is Amar from Well Design. We have been doing a lot, as you've heard in our presentation. We've been really leaning into the People First Economy brand, and what that has required is a new website. So all of our brands can live under one roof. And Well Design has been an integral part of that journey, so I'm pleased to give it over to Amar to guide us through.
Hello, thanks for the intro. So one of our biggest goals as we move through this website process has been to really underscore the great work that's being done by this team throughout the years and throughout these past many years. So what we've really put a lot of focus into is helping folks navigate not just through a website, but across the programs and across the different initiatives that are offered by the People First team. So what we hope that you get from this website is a stronger alignment towards not just the programs that you might be involved in, but the programs that you can get involved in the future. So with the new site, you are ideally going to find everything that you're looking for a little bit quicker and in a more accessible way. This is happening through a more aligned directory, so all of the features that you know and love are still here. We are also making it easier to access content across the programs. So whether it's Local First, Good For, Impact Project, all of these are living on the same shared system. And that means you're going to find links to blogs, to stories, and to the podcast a lot quicker and a lot more readily. You're also going to find those signature initiatives that we've been talking about through this presentation just a little bit easier. We've also put a big focus on expanding this community. So new members are going to be able to get started quicker and take action and get in touch with this team in a more streamlined way. So that's just to name a few of the focus areas that we've kind of moved through as we've built this new website. We're really grateful for the opportunity to work with the People First team and to build this website along with Mika and everyone else. And we're really looking forward to hearing your feedback. So I'll pass this back to Mika.
Boy, oh boy, lots of work. How many websites do we need? Just one. Yeah, we're really excited to have one central location for all the different ways that our business community can engage with us and for consumers to find them. So if you are a Local First member, if you are a Good for Michigan participant or a Michigan B Corp, you're going to want to keep your eyes out for some communications. We are going to be reaching out to you in the next couple of weeks to give you your login information so you can interact with the site and really bump up your listing. Now that we have all of our programs, there's going to be people from all over the state looking at this website and probably across the country. So make sure it's all up to date, and we're excited. We're really excited. Let's see. Feel free to stop by. Amara and I are going to be roundabout this way if you want to dig deeper into the site and see some of its functionality. We're really excited to show it off. Or, continue on ForkFest, check out the marketplace, etc. And thanks for coming. I'm going to pass it back to Hannah now, who's going to do some boring stuff. But the budget overview. It's the last bit. I'm sorry. It's the last piece, I promise. Thanks, Hannah. Come on up.
Thanks, everybody, for sticking with us. We're almost done, I promise. And this is the boring part because we're going to talk a little bit about money, but something that's really important to the People First Economy team and board is transparency. Nonprofits functions very similarly to businesses in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways we're different. So we want to talk a little bit about, and this lovely picture of myself, Mod Betty portraits. If you're ever interested in getting a headshot taken so they can look like a rock star, that's where you would go. A wonderful local business. So we just want to talk a little bit about our funding sources. So how do we do what we do? Along the left-hand side there, we'll talk about some of our major funders. So the Local First program members, those of you who are in the room, thank you so much. You make up about 20% of our annual funding. So thank you so much for doing what you do. Being part of our work, it makes up a big portion of how we operate. So thank you. We have other donors, the Michigan Donor Alliance, Impact Project, and America Votes were our grantors in 2022. We do rely on grant funding, as many nonprofits do. So those are some of our organizations that fund us. If you're interested in Googling them, feel free. You're welcome to do that. This breakdown on the right-hand side just talks a little bit about how our grants and contracts, membership dues and cohort fees, how much we make on events. We're bringing back in-person events. Thank you for all of you who bought tickets today. That goes into continuing the work that we do. And then our expenses, our payroll is our largest expense because we believe in compensating the amazing team that we have to do the work that they do. Holler, we love to hear it. We pay rent to this wonderful little space studio, which is a wonderful place for us to invest our time and resources. And then program expenses. It costs money to do what we do, and so that's how we make it work, folks. That's the long and short of it. If you have any questions, I'm very happy to talk to you about the boring stuff anytime. Now, the next slide, if Mika will be so kind, is, again, competitive and holistic compensation. We talk a lot about people first and putting people first, so we gotta walk the walk while we talk the talk. So something that's really important to us is, again, transparency. I'm the president. My salary in 2022 was $84,000. And the full-time salary of our team was at least 60% of the president's salary, so you can do the math on that if you'd like to. Part-time hourly wage was no less than $25 an hour, and all employees received a 5% cost of living increase starting in January 2023 because inflation is real and rent is due, so here we are. We have bi-weekly flexible Friday hours that allows folks to take long weekends and balance their life and take care of themselves. We have 7 paid holidays and 2 weeks paid vacation at the end of the year. And we also make PTO, paid time off, available to our part-time employees. Healthcare benefits for full-time employees, including dental and mental health coverage, because it's tough out here. If you'd like to talk to us about how you can provide benefits to your small business, because it's not like we're rolling in dough over here, #nonprofit life, let me know. We're very happy to talk through who we use, how much we pay. All of that is very, very readily available to you, so don't hesitate to reach out to me. That will do it for the boring stuff. So the last little bit of my time will be spent talking a little bit about our wonderful board members. So if you are a Local First member, you would have gotten an email with a digital electronic ballot to vote on some wonderful board members. Unanimously, our Local First membership voted to bring on these 3 wonderful board members. We have Christine Lindemann, who is somewhere volunteering, running around, running the show. She's our board chair, so we're very excited and very, very fortunate to have her. We also have Tara Davis, who is an MBA, an incredible business owner in our community. She wasn't able to make it tonight, but we love her. She's gonna be joining our board. And Alex Page, an attorney at law, she's also gonna be joining our board. Thank you. If we could just get a rousing, like, yay to that, yay! That's amazing, because nonprofits are legally bound to have an annual meeting where we vote on stuff like this, so you all voted, let's go. Amazing. And then our last piece is we're also updating our bylaws because we've been around for 20 years and we needed to refresh those to make sure they were aligning with our values. Another unanimous vote from our Local First members, all 300 plus of those Local First members that voted to approve those updated bylaws to bring us into this 2023 year. So can we get another amen to that? Thanks everybody. If you're interested in reading those bylaws, those are available to you as well on the website. So finally, to close us out, you may have noticed that you were asked to purchase tasting tickets for tonight's food offerings. Thank you for doing so. This was an intentional choice that the team made so that it would be possible to compensate our local business vendors for their time and products. As we know, staffing is challenging, food costs are high. We wanted to make sure that if we were asking folks to come out, we didn't even know the weather was gonna be what it is, but we wanted to make sure that if folks were gonna come out, that they would be honored for their time, talents, and expertise. And so your purchasing those tickets allowed us to partially reimburse those businesses. And this practice has become a policy for how we're gonna be operating moving forward. People First's biggest priority is to support our businesses, business leaders, and individuals and mitigate as many barriers as possible so that our small business community can take advantage of our services and resources without a cost burden. Our membership fees, event tickets, and workshops fees are kept very low in order to limit that burden. And as a nonprofit, it's typical to ask for significant donations of time, product, and money from businesses, but we are flipping that script on its head in order to truly pour back into the businesses that make our community special. So that said, we're still out here hustling for a buck. So if you have the capacity to give a little bit more, we are always open to donations, and please consider giving back so that we can then continue, and you can rest assured that your contributions will be used to continue to support our small and local businesses that are making a positive impact on the world. I also want to shout out our wonderful Catherine Jandernoa, who is our event manager this evening. Thank you for putting this all together. It's a lot of work. Thank you so much. Victoria also, tons of work. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. And I'd also like to give a big round of applause to Mika Staub. She's moving on. I know, we're gonna cry, it's gonna be a thing. We're not gonna do it. She's moving on to new adventures. She's been with this organization for 7 years and she's been kicking ass. And she has committed herself to a lifetime of serving the mission of putting people first. So if you have the privilege of interacting with her in real life, tonight, anytime, please give her love because she's amazing and we love you. And thank you so much. Mika's amazing. And we have 2 amazing board members who will be terming off. Unfortunately, neither of them were able to join us today, but Doris Drain of United Bank of Michigan, VP of Commercial Lending. If you need a small business loan for your business, United Bank, Doris Drain, let us know. We would be happy to connect you. She's incredible. She's been serving on the board for nearly 10 years. She's been around as long as I have, which is a real accomplishment. So sending love to Doris. And CJ Schneider of Miller Johnson, another attorney, for advising people first on how to balance responsible legal practices with our mission of taking an unapologetically human approach to structuring our work. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Love you. The fun part, the way we're going to end this presentation and let you continue to drink and eat and hang out or go home or whatever you want to do, is I'm going to introduce my dear friend, Foster, autopilot himself, to share some of his incredible artistry with us to close us out. So thank you, sir.
Thank you to Hannah. Shout out to Mika, man. I think I've known these 2 the longest, from People First, and then met Alice. But as I look around, man, there's like so many like people that I just know, like that helps make the community. And you know, Tammy from United Bank, man, I love you, I appreciate you. My man Mitch over here from Bridge Street. I heard Jandanoa, man, that foundation, man, shout out to that. Man, I'm just excited to be here as always, because like the local first street party, man, that was like our first introduction to what you guys do, and it's just been magic. And man, shout out to all of you. So this was a piece that I got to do for you guys back in like 2016. I keep all my dates for when I write, and I was asked to do it. So it was February 5th in 2016 that I wrote this, and so it's called Local First. They say home is where the heart is, and the Grand River now flows through mine. We are more than just the second largest city in Michigan. We are ahead of our time. We are Grand Rapids, Calder City, Furniture City, Brew City, USA, home of art prize, entrepreneurs, movers and shakers and doers, and we want our shine and our say. We are growth in a way that others try to emulate, can't imitate, replicate, or take away from what we've done, what we've accomplished, and what we won, and what we want. We want better schools, education, health, friendships, champions, communities, discussions, participation, togetherness, fair businesses, employment, entrepreneurs, equal opportunities, and wealth. We want to stop the divisions and better ourselves. See, we must continue to think grander and move rapidly, learn from our mistakes, and be the change that we want to see in the world, because we are tackling our issues and removing the labels each and every day. We are radiant Rapidians, really realizing how revolutionary we could become. See, we rally for each other, rising like griffins in our legendary stature, because griffins protect the most prized possessions, which must be us. We have a GR drive to move forward and help one another. We think local first. Like our well houses, we're getting rid of homelessness by giving people homes, and we're getting rid of not having a voice by giving people poems. See, each Rapidian is a building block through time and not a stepping stone, but there is heartache at home though. We need more minority businesses, accountability, home ownership, chances, and examples of what our kids should strive for. I implore each person here that is listening to do more. Let's not just build in the neighborhoods, but uplift them. See, we haven't reached Bliss yet, but we have made her mayor. See, we are linking our neighborhoods, increasing our spectrums, blending our events with equity and diversity. GRUSA, I tip my hat off to you. We may weather storms. And our artists can rock, roll, sing, paint, play, rhyme with the greats, becoming that themselves. We ride our own way like the jokes. In our revenant, we reinvent how we want the world to see us. We will not let the rest of the world tell our story though, because the story is still being written, and we get back up after a loss just like Peter Quillen. Our hills have heritage, and our city has history. Our future can be whatever we make it. I know it'll be grand because it's in our name, it's in our nature. It builds our neighborhoods. We are GR. From hillside to heartside, from the south side to east town to west side to east GR, from the north side to worldwide, I am the way, you are the way. If we support ourselves, we support each other. We are GR. Thank you.
True in 2016, true today, folks. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. All right, we're going to let you get back to it. If you're interested in learning more about our programs, the website deep dive is going to be up here. In the workshop area to my right over here, there will be a little bit more information about our individual programs. Or drink, eat, be merry, enjoy your evening. Thank you so much for being here.